I mean, it makes me feel like a boss, man. It's like, yo, like I got this. Like what's next? Like
Yeah.
I was really high after I closed those deals, but then I'm like, okay, now I gotta make more.
What is up, everyone? I am here with one of our rock star fit bosses, Hagen, who joined the coaching program. And within 27 days, you passed a six-figure income and you hit a $10,000 month within 27 days of joining Fit Boss.
That's right.
Dude, that's awesome, bro. I just want to start off by giving you a round of applause.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Man, you know what? There's going to be a lot of people who listen to this recording and they're going to want to know where you started at. So, why don't you just give us a little bit of a backstory of where you started and how did you even get to the point where you're making so much money now today?
Yeah, sure. So, actually, before I joined FitBoss, I was working as an in-person trainer for about 6 years. And throughout that time, I was kind of already starting my online coaching business where I couldn't take on any more in-person clients. So, okay, I would take them online. And then I was up in Virginia back then, and I decided, okay, I'm starting to get more traction online. And I was very cocky, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to quit my job and just do this online thing full time. And I moved down here to Florida. I'm in Tampa now. And then I didn't realize how hard it was because I was getting zero leads, right? Because before I would be in the gym. And then I realized, well, like I'm not making any money. I'm not getting any clients. Like I'm struggling. And I was like desperate. I started freaking out. Like, am I going to be able to pay rent and stuff? And then I came across your videos and I was like, okay, I really connect with this guy. I really like the content that this guy has. And then I signed up, I joined, I followed the course modules to a T. And yeah, here I am.
Nice, bro. You know, you have a natural progression of being an in-person personal trainer at first, right? Getting to the point where you want to go online, right? But then you had this cocky attitude like, oh, I can do it, right? I can do it. Dude, there's a lot of people right now who feel like they could do online because of, there's a lot of fitness influencers and fitness coaches trying to make it seem easy. But at the end of the day, you have to be an entrepreneur,
Absolutely.
right? So you thought you could do it before, but you went through FitBoss, and what did you learn? Why don't you talk about the contrast from what you thought you could do versus what you actually did?
Yeah, sure. So I thought it was going to be easy, as in I could just send out a DM, like random DM to people with my profile looking the way it was before, and that they would just be eager to get on a call with me and I could easily close a deal. But that wasn't the case because I would send out like so many DMs, and because my profile wasn't on point
Mhm.
and it wasn't like what I learned from the program, like nobody cares. Nobody cared. I just had videos of me lifting at the time. I had no like attraction or converting pieces of content or like me connecting with the audience. So that I think really was a game changer for me to really show my personality on my social media profile, which is the purpose of social media. So yeah.
Definitely. I think, in today's world, connecting is everything, right? And if your profile before was all about you and how awesome you are and your six pack abs and your awesome workouts, but it's not you talking with your ideal target audience, connecting with them, and also helping them solve their challenges, right? Then you know what? They're probably just going to keep swiping or continue to go to the next person because what makes you different from all the other thousands of good looking guys who have six pack abs and do really cool workouts?
Exactly.
Right? Cool. So okay. So now you're inside of Fit Boss. You're learning. Tell me what was the top three things that you learned inside of Fit Boss that made a big difference? Because I'm coming from the perspective of there's a lot of people that's going to be watching the replay.
Hmm.
Some of the people are here's where people are at. Some people are in-person personal trainers trying to go online. Some people are influencers trying to have and establish a real business. And some people are just now getting this idea of, you know what, it'll be really cool one day to become an online coach. I wonder if I can really do it. Right. So what were the top three things that you learned inside of FitBoss that made all the difference for you?
I think for me, the top three things were number one, posting converting pieces of content. So like actually you speaking in front of the camera and connecting with your target audience. Number two would be having an actual content calendar, so you know what to post and to post frequently, because you got to be posting every single day in order to get at least some organic traffic, and to let your audience know that, oh, okay, this guy's consistent. Like, this guy actually is, he actually cares about his program because he's posting every single day and putting in the work every single day. And then number three would be marketing and like ads and boosting and stuff like that. Like, I had no idea about any of that stuff, and I think that really, if your content is good and then you put money towards it to help boost your post out into the algorithm, I mean, that is a game changer, because then your content is reaching a much wider audience. And I'll also say that if you're an in-person trainer right now, I mean, you're actually in a very good position to be getting clients for your online business. And I know there's like some kind of non-compete rules, but there are ways that you can do it without getting yourself in trouble, which is kind of what I did as well. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Hagen, what about putting money behind content that isn't on point? What do you think is going to happen if you didn't know about converting pieces of content and somebody's kind of like cherry picking the knowledge right through these testimonials? And they're like, okay, maybe I just need to boost one of my posts or put some money behind it, but it's not up to par with the standards. What do you think would happen?
well, then, whatever you're starting with, that would be multiplied. So, like, if you have a really bad piece of content, well, then you're just going to put money towards it and you're not going to get a good return on investment. So,
Yep. If your content's trash, guess what's going to happen? You're going to
yeah,
have really hot trash.
exactly.
Really hot trash.
Exactly.
Um, hey, man, I know you and I also had a one-off conversation a little bit, and you don't have to talk about this. I can also cut it out if you want me to. But talking about your family and your situation, I think that, dude, when you told me your story about that, that really, it really warmed my heart because you really achieved a big dream of yours. And you don't have to share if you don't want to, but I just want to open it up if you do want to
No,
share.
I'm open to sharing. So yeah, basically, like, my wife and daughter, they live in Colombia in South America. That's where my wife is from, and it's a little bit lower cost of living there. And because of some financial issues, it's probably better for them to stay there in the time being until I get my finances up. So for me, like, I really had to get my shit together, put my head down, and make this money. Otherwise, like, I wouldn't be able to see my daughter again and provide for my family. So one of the big, I would say, like, an impetus for me to really get this done was because I just wanted to see my family again. So
Yeah. And you were able to afford plane tickets for them to come see you,
yes,
huh?
they're coming next week.
And how long has it been since you've seen them?
Man, it's been like almost a year. I think like 8 to 9 months.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's amazing, man.
yeah,
So within 30 days, you made enough money to obviously take care of yourself, but to also be able to see your wife and your kid again.
absolutely. Yeah.
Dude, how does that make you feel as a man?
I mean, it makes me feel like a boss, man. It's like, yo, like, I
Yeah.
got this. Like, what's next? Like,
Yeah.
I was really high after I closed those deals, but then I'm like, okay, now I gotta make more. All right, what's the next
Yeah.
step?
Bro, and that's when you know the game is just getting started, right? Like
Yeah.
when you make that 10K, you're like, okay, this is me just now entering the game because now you know how easy it is to make the 10K, right? And you were
Mhm.
actually at the point where, to a degree, you had to do it, right? You had to.
Sure.
Your back was against the wall to a degree. We were talking a little bit earlier, and some members inside of FitBoss, right? Their back isn't necessarily against the wall, so the
Mm,
results are just a little bit slower, right? But when you have a clear mission and a clear goal and you have to do something, you have to make something happen, right? You did it, right? And you made it happen and you got the result, man. And you had people depending on you. You should feel like a boss. You should feel like the
yeah.
man because you are. You did it. You did the work and you got the result, bro. So, dude, I'm so happy for you. I'm proud of you. I know your kid is happy for you. You're a great role model to look up to, and your wife is probably super fucking happy for you and
Yeah.
proud. And she
Thank
comes
you.
to the States, man. You're gonna have a blast because now you can take her out to dinner, right? Nice
Yes.
restaurants, go
Yes.
cruising a little bit, and enjoy life.
Absolutely.
Dude, that's awesome. If you had to give somebody advice that was on the fence right now with joining FitBoss and getting some coaching, what piece of advice would you give them right now?
I would say just go for it, man. Like there's amount that you invest in, like if you're willing to put in the work, like you're gonna get your return. But it's really up to you. Like you have to be willing, like your mindset, like willing to put in the work and really go through with it.
Yeah. And what about people who are waiting for themselves to be backed up against the wall? Like, what do you have to say about those people?
I would say, it's funny because I I actually track like how much time I spend on the daily tasks that I actually need to do to keep this business running.
Hmm.
And that actually doesn't take that long because like the things that you have to do on a daily basis, like Alex Ormsey, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like he had made a post about how like your time on task. So I started doing that. Like every time I would have to do something, I would take a stopwatch and start the timer. Anytime I would not be doing my task, I would stop the stopwatch. I would see how much time I actually accumulated on the time on task, and it wasn't that long. So I think that kind of holds people back. It's like, oh, I got to do this again. But if you actually sit down and do it, it doesn't take that long.
And that way you're kind of tricking yourself, and you're giving yourself your own deadline, right? To a degree, you're not necessarily time putting a timer on to stop. You're putting a timer on to start, right? To see how long it takes you, right?
Yes,
But having a timer on in general would get you focused regardless of the situation. So
for
I think
sure.
that's an excellent tip. Use a timer for your task, because a lot of the times the tasks that we need to perform to get us the results aren't big tasks, nor are they time consuming. It's just that most people don't do it, or they're scared of doing it, right? So put your timer on, face your fears, because the thing that you're avoiding is the thing that's going to get you the results.
Yes, the obstacle is the way.
It is, bro. It is. Ryan Holiday. Cool,
Hmm.
man. Well, Hagen, dude, thank you for your story and sharing with where you're at. We'll definitely do a part two soon, because you only been in the program for 30 days, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
the program's 6 months long and you're already crushing it. So
Yeah.
let's actually talk about, tell us what's your next big goal.
Well, I want to see if I can consistently do what I've done,
Yep.
and hopefully when I start getting more money coming in, maybe build a team. That's what I want to
Yep.
do
Yep.
for outreaching and stuff like that. That way I can focus on the programming and focus on my clients.
Yep. My goal for you is to hit a six-figure income for the next 3 months consecutively. So you did it in month
Okay.
one. So the next 2 months over six figures. So next month, at least $8,333. The following
Okay.
month, the same exact thing. That way, you know it's not a fluke, right? It's
Yeah.
not just like a one shot, you're done, it's over,
Yeah.
right? Now you know how to operate your business. You know how to pull the levers, and you know how to get money when you need to get money, right? You're now in control over your business.
For sure. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. If you are an in-person trainer and you want to become a hybrid coach, or if you're an online trainer and you want to take your skills to the next level, down beneath this video in the description is a link to my free masterclass training, where I teach you everything that you need to know to take your business online and become successful as an online fitness coach. It's totally free, it's 45 minutes long, and I go into deep detail of exactly what you should do, okay? If you like what you hear from that video, you'll have an opportunity to schedule a call with myself and our team to see if the Fit Boss coaching program is a right fit for you. If it is, we'll bring you on board and we'll get started with helping you take your business online and becoming successful. That's it for this video. Check out the links below, and I'll see you next week. Peace.